So every day we use our short-term memories to do everyday trivial tasks, right? Like finding your keys or where you or possibly your teenager left the TV remote. But there are still many things that we forget day to day. So here now to discuss how to improve our short-term memory is Professor Sanowski from the Salk Institute. Professor, good to talk with you tonight.
Great to be back. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, I was really thrilled the first time we got to speak because I found out so much about your research, but the application of that research, I really felt we missed out. So first, let's get the overview. You've made discovery about the brain, lots of discoveries about the brain, how it stores memory, and how that memory is actually stored overnight. Give me an overview.
Well, first thing you have to understand is there are many different types of memory. And short-term memory, which is remembering, where your keys are, very much depends on your long-term memory of where you generally put your keys, right? And this is one of the most important ways that memory works. It's not like a computer where you put a piece of information at a given address, right? Memories work by association. So, for example, suppose you meet somebody new. His name is Frank. And you want to be able to remember his name, the next day or next week. So here's a tip. Associate his name with something bizarre, like Frankenstein. The more bizarre, the better. And when you want to recall his name, you'll think of Frankenstein and you will recover his name. And by the way, this is a principle that is used for going back to the Greeks. It's called the memory palace. So suppose that you wanted to remember three things to buy at the grocery store. You wanted to buy, say, milk. You wanted to buy a loaf of bread and some eggs. And so, actually the list could be much longer, but let's just stay with these three. So here's how you do it. You have to, in your mind, imagine walking into your home. You walk in the front door and imagine a huge bottle of milk going back and forth and saying, got milk, got milk. Really bizarre. And then you go to the couch, and lying on the couch is a loaf of French bread, which is loafing on the couch, right? And then finally you go to the kitchen and you open the refrigerator and eggs spill out and crash on the floor. Now, this is memorable. You go to the store and you just basically repeat this journey. You open the door and you see the milk because it was so bizarre. You go to the living room and you see the loaf of bread, and you go to the refrigerator and you see the eggs. And you can actually memorize 100 things this way by going to different rooms and closets and drawers, things that you're very familiar with. You can attach something new to it. And this is something that comes from our understanding of how the brain works through associations.
I think it would also change the trip to the store. You're making it a lot more fun with all these imageries that are going on in my mind. What could this have as far as an impact on conditions like Alzheimer's and depression?
Well, I think that those are extremely difficult problems, and Alzheimer's is associated with neural degeneration. That means that the very neurons that are storing long-term memories are going to be at risk, and we unfortunately we don't have any really good ways of helping people with degeneration. But I think, though, that these associative memories that I've been telling you about, to the extent that an Alzheimer's patient can still remember their home, and of course at some point they don't, they can still be using these as cues, as memory cues. Now,
I understand you have an online course to help us exercise the brain. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. Barbara Oakley and I have produced together a series of short clips that can be accessed through the internet. The name of the course is Learning How to Learn, and it's available through Coursera for free. And it is a way, the course takes you through, it's a very practical course to help you with exam anxiety, with procrastination, with being able to remember things through recall and review and the best practice based on how the brain works. For example, I'll give you one little hint from the course. Suppose there's something really important you got to remember the next day. The best time to review it is just before you go to sleep. 5 minutes, go over your notes, think about it, you go to sleep, and your brain continues to work on it during the night. And when you wake up in the morning refreshed, it'll be clear as a bell. And it even works if you're trying to solve a problem that you can't solve. And in the morning, you wake up and the solution is there.
Incredible ideas. Again, I want to have you back because I think I want to take a little course and see what your course does for my brain, because I will never go buy eggs, bread, or milk and think of anything less than what you just told me today. So, Professor, I really appreciate this, and I can't wait for our next chat.
Wonderful. Good to talk.
Thank you.